Get your dinger.
This is not making any sound tonight.
Either. Hey everyone, welcome to Anchor Watch, your late night below deck chat, where we take over Up and Adam's channel to recap Bravo's top rated show, Anchor Watch. No, just kidding, Below Deck.
Below Deck. Well, I mean, we are the highest rated show talking about the highest rated show, no?
That makes me like go cross-eyed.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Gelsey, okay, oh my God. Before we get started,
Yes.
guys, our tip, Anchor Watch, we're all about the tip here. All about the tip. So our tip is just you guys hitting that like button for us. It helps us out so much. And just really quick, if you guys are listening on the podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your shows, give us a 5-star rating. Leave a review. We want to hear from you guys, and it really helps us out a lot. It keeps us going. Going.
We appreciate your love.
We really do.
No, I can feel it. Every time I just see a like or an anchor drop, it warms my heart so much because we don't do it for the likes, but we do it for that. I call it like an energy exchange. We're here to be passionate all together about trash TV. Let's be real. And we love it.
And this is the best freaking trash TV you can get because it's trash TV on a yacht. So how much better does it get? How much elevated does it get? I don't know. Guys, we're actually coming up to I think this is almost 3 years of Anchor Watch coming up at the end of the summer. So this is crazy. We've been doing this for 3 years. We did have a little hiatus, but I don't know. We have a lot of fun things coming up. Gelsey, do you want to say who we're having on Thursday? Because we're going to be back for Anchor Watch on Thursday at the same time. So I'm really excited.
I do. We are having a special guest on Thursday, a one-on-one interview with Chef. Oh no, my microphone. I'll throw it over to you real quick. Sorry, technical difficulty. This is zero proof beer.
Oh God, you have no excuse. You have no excuse.
No. We are having Chef Serena on one-on-one Thursday night, same time. Don't miss it. It's going to be so much fun. I cannot wait to chat with her. I know.
It's so funny because I feel like and I want to welcome Zana Z, first time anchor watcher, anchors away. Drop your anchors if you want. Hit the like button, vote in the poll in the live chat. We want to know what you guys thought about the episode. But Chef Serena, I feel like, last season on Below Deck Down Under, she was very underrated, and not in the sense of the drama and stuff. We know she, is a bit eccentric, and she had all that Lara drama to deal with. But the food she was putting out was I said this on the podcast too, 5-star, 5-star.
You never see any of her dishes get sent back. That's a common thing that you see with a lot of these chefs, or they're chaotic and this, that, but she's the only one that her chaos is just purely around girl drama, but she's pushing out these incredible dishes and I just feel like it's not showcased enough.
Oh, it wasn't showcased. And I thought that was one of the best seasons of food, and I pay attention to what the chefs do. We've had, I think we have 5 chefs on for interviews, and I don't know. Food, it touches the heart.
Chef Rachel will always be my favorite. That was the one summer season I was living with you and Adam, and that's when I watched Below Deck before, and that was when Chef Rachel was on.
She was wild, man.
My spirit animal.
Love her. Guys, thank you guys. If this is your first time in Anchor Watch, welcome, guys. 100 in the room. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Help us out. We appreciate it. And yes, Gelsey, we are very yacht chic tonight, and I fucking love it. I love it. I don't think we even planned it. So
I did.
I love it. Hi, Judy from San Diego.
Yeah, Southern California in the house. That's where I am.
Mac team, thank you so much for the super chat. Hi, Jason and Gelsey, all about the tip. Thank you so much. We appreciate you so much. This was an interesting episode because I feel like we're still getting somewhere. It wasn't last week where it was a kind of a boring transition episode. It was kind of okay, we're getting somewhere. Things are happening. If you had to rate this episode from 1 to 10, and guys in the live chat, if you want to put it in, go ahead and vote in the poll or give me your number in the live chat, because I'm just really curious on what you're giving this episode.
A 6.8.
Oh, you're doing the gymnastics scores like Adam?
Duh.
Give me a 6 or a 7.
They didn't stick. There was a couple landings, a couple wobbles, a couple fumbles on the beam. No, I thought it was a really good episode. Obviously, it was a little more lively and fun than last week. I think last week was a bit of a like, okay, we're still like foundationally building some oomph. And this week, I still feel there is that like a bit of foundation building to the volcano eruption that's going to happen this season. And I cannot wait. So I do appreciate kind of like the slow burn, the climax, if you will, to have that like amazing below deck orgasm. But some fun things happen, but I do feel like we're just building. And I feel like the more that they are building, that just means it's going to be that much better. Like they can't throw
yeah.
Yeah, but there were some things to talk about this episode. And I want to start with the charter guests.
Oh my God. Well, first of all, guys, you guys are giving me like around a 7, but a lot of gymnastics scores coming in, Gelsey. You got everyone on the gymnastics score. I love it. And then someone said, what happened to Josh? Guys, if you haven't heard, so Josh is very busy. He has 2 kids. It's the summer. He will be on at some point this summer. So will Greg. So will Captain Sean. So will a lot of people. So we have a lot of people coming up and a lot of things coming up this summer, which I think will be really fun. But Gelsey is our new co-host, and we get to see her every week. I'm so excited. So by the way, if you hadn't heard before, Josh, Gelsey, and I all used to perform in Cirque du Soleil together for years and years and years. So that's kind of like what brought us together in the first place.
The gymnastic scores. It's
yeah, I mean, come on. Marianne Stout says, wearing my Anchorwatch merch, drinking from my Anchorwatch tumbler. I love that. I love those. Gelsey, we got to get these back.
I am a merch whore. So
can I just show you? Hello.
Wait,
look how cute. Oh no, I'll get you one. This is going back up. We have to have these because they're so cute.
I love merch.
Like
I'm so, like, you give me one cocktail and I'm at a bar and I'm like, I need the shirt of this bar. Right? Like I need merch. It's a problem. I've got a lot of random sweatshirts and hats and I'm like, oh, I went there once and had a couple drinks. Like literally.
All right.
Okay.
I know you want to start with the charter guests. I want to hold off just for a second because they're fucking wild. It is going to be wild. And I feel like we haven't even like touched the surface with them yet.
No.
You know, we're just
5 nights.
5 nights.
This is a
lube
5-night charter.
In every room. Can you imagine the one thing on your preference sheet that means the most is we need lube in every room?
What is this, a P. Diddy party? Like, come on.
That's like, isn't that baby oil?
I don't know. Baby oil lube is not the same thing. If you're out of baby oil, you can just like put some KY jelly on a baby. I don't know. Is that too much?
I don't think that's how that shit works.
And if you don't have any of that, supposedly coconut oil fixes all problems. But
yeah, of course. I do want to start with Chef Anthony because Chef Anthony is back, but he got a write-up in Us Weekly just recently where Below Deck's Chef Anthony's ex-wife is looking to start a family with his uncle. What? Where did this? What kind of French soap opera shit is this?
Oh, Chef Anthony, I see you again. Like, what? That's
crazy.
Poor guy. I like him, even though I do see a little bit of trouble in his foreshadowing, just with some like previews that they've sent out. It looks like he might not have read the preference sheet again, which was a problem in the past in the last season. That it looks like, and because at their preference meeting they were like shellfish. I was like, because they're emphasizing this is going to be a problem. Chef Anthony, he's going to fuck it up, and so unfortunately, I just see that coming, but I do like the guy. I am in his corner. And so that makes me really sad to see that. That's what a shitty,
I know.
Not only to lose your partner, but to your family member, to your uncle. Like, God.
What the hell? You know, actually, this just happened with one of my friends. Like one of my friends' dads or parents got like split up, and I guess the mom went and married the cousin, and like what? Like keep it out of the family. There's like billions of people in the world. Like choose someone else. I do have to say though, Chef Anthony coming back, I think this is a whole redemption season for Chef Anthony. Mm-hmm. I actually can't wait. And just how we started the episode with Chef Anthony and Chef Lawrence, it took Anthony coming back to bring Chef Lawrence out of his shell. Like, what the hell happened? This is a different person that we're seeing right now. And I don't know, what is it? Do you think that changed from having Anthony there where Chef Lawrence is like coming out of his shell? Do you think he's just like, okay,
He,
I'm done with this job, I'm leaving, there's
yeah,
weight off my shoulders? Or do
lack
you
of
think he feels more
responsibility.
comfortable because he has support?
Excuse me, both. My non-alcoholic beer. My plan was to pretend like it wasn't non-alcoholic and you would all just think I'm a lush, but that didn't work. I think it's a mix of both. I definitely saw that and I was like, oh, he's like, it's kind of that senioritis thing where he's like, I already did my SATs. I'm already going into the college that I got accepted with. I'm not going to stress about this paper that's due. And that's the kind of vibe I got, that he's just like, I don't work here anymore. Technically, I'll help out, but if anything goes wrong, it falls on Anthony. Like, that's kind of how I took it.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that too. It was just nice to see it. Like they humanized Chef Lawrence for a minute because they brought him on. It
Brought him on to fail. Like
they
that
did.
was the producer's decision.
Honest. Let's be honest. Yeah.
They brought him on to fail, and that's shitty to be brought on as that. And like, yeah, like that's what you're known for, and that's what they're casting you as, and like you don't know it. Like that sucks. But Xana, this is true. Like, how hard is it to follow the primary special meal preferences? This is something I'm always yelling at the TV that I'm like, that's literally your only job on the preference sheet. Your only section to pay attention to is not the theme night, maybe the food, themes into that, but like, it's not about the beach picnic they want. Okay, the food. Okay, maybe there's a little more, but food involves a lot. But it's what kind of food. Like, the most important thing you should be looking at first is preference and allergies, and I won't eat this. Like, that is the number one, and it just blows me away how many times these chefs like totally miss that.
They're like, no, you will love the essence I am putting into this food and the spice.
They're like,
you know what though? I do have to say, in a chef's defense, if I'm going on a super yacht, okay, say I'm like rolling in the dough, right? And I'm like, hey, Gelsey, you want to come on the super yacht? I heard there's this really good chef. Let me tell him exactly what to do. I don't eat this. I'm gluten-free. I'm dairy-free. I'm allergic to peanuts. And I need that. I need that. I don't want to eat meat, but maybe just a little bit, and no vegetables, but some fruit. Like, I think that I would want to go on a super yacht with a chef of this caliber and say, I just don't like these kind of foods, but do you. Like, I don't want to say like, oh, I want an Indian night with curry, or I want a Japanese night with sushi. Like, do you. I want to see what you do, right?
What your best is. Like, I want to see what, like, and it's like, I'm even fine to eat something I can understand extreme allergies. Like, people that are just like, I prefer not to have gluten, because like, go F yourself. And if that's your normal life, but like you said, a 5-star chef on a yacht, like, that's your time to just fucking eat the bread. But if you're allergic,
they love being creative though. Like, they love having that leash, like, let go, like, take the leash off and let them do whatever the fuck they want.
They never get to. And I just think, like, again, it's allergies. Is like Julia said, she has a food allergy, so the chef would have to be careful. That makes sense, where someone's like, I literally
very true.
cry. Like,
very
that
true.
That I'm okay with. Like, there's someone with a shellfish allergy that's so serious. So on this charter, we're looking at that 100%. And it could be as like dangerous as cross-contamination. And I've worked at a restaurant, I know how it works. But it's the people, like, I don't like olives, but I don't think I would put that on my preference sheet, because again, I don't want to ever make the chef, like, put him in a cage when he's, if I'm going to a Michelin star restaurant, I want to see what it's all about, which actually I think the only one I've ever been to is with you in Vegas for my birthday.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was amazing.
Yeah, and I had like this amazing escargot, and I was just like, bring it. I got the 5-course wine pairing meal, and I was like, surprise me. Like, that's what it's about. But yeah.
It is. I mean, we couldn't go with Adam though, I have to say.
Oh my God, Adam wouldn't eat.
He likes everything plain.
Do you have chicken tenders?
Do you have chicken tenders and water? He's so picky. It's so funny. Okay, so I feel like this is going to be a really like a big redemption season. I know Chef Anthony is coming back with not only like ready to kill it and ready to prove people wrong from last season, but he's bringing back a lot of feelings from last season with Fraser that we have not even dived into yet. Like, we haven't even gotten there yet. And I don't think Fraser sees that coming.
No, he thinks he in his eyes, he did the good job. He brought him back. He saved the day. He's helping Anthony. He has no idea that he's holding this grudge.
Isn't that insane? Because Fraser is the one who went, I mean, look at this, Fraser is the one who went off and said, hey, we need to bring him back. I know he was in a different place last season. And here he is. So I don't know. It'll be really interesting to see where this goes. I have a feeling right now, Fraser, He feels like pretty good. He sees a few bumps in the road here, right? With his interior, with Seline, with Rainbeau right now, which Barbara has stepped aside. She's like, I can't even touch this shit anymore. Seline has no idea what she's doing. She's washing her feet in a sink with a croissant.
Can we talk about that? Like,
we have to talk about this because
I
this
understand, girl. Like, I grew up as a ballerina. I grew up with point shoes on my feet 20 hours a week. I get it. When my feet hurt, they hurt. But you do not put them up in the sink that people possibly wash dishes or wash even their hands. That's the communal crew sink. You literally have a bathroom with a shower and sink. That's where you go fucking wash your feet. That's gross. That's like,
yeah.
It's disrespectful. It's just disrespectful to the crew.
No, 100%.
I was so mad about that. I was like, and then I did laugh. She's like, my croissant. And I was like, you're so French.
Make my croissant in my feet bath in the sink.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of sick of her. We've been saying she's really good TV. And I'm like, I like her though, even though she's like so dumb to the yachting world. I don't know what she's like. She seems pretty thick, but it's getting old to me. I'm like, stop.
So here's the thing, Gelsey. This is what I wanted to ask you though, because when you watch Below Deck and you've been through so many seasons, you know that they start one way and they trick you. You know, they love to trick us. They love to bring us in and thinking Seline is going to be horrible. Holy shit, she's probably going to get fired.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, we have a major breakdown by our second stew, Rainbeau, who, by the way, in the first 2 episodes was killing it. She got her stripes, and you thought, oh my God, this girl is just freaking amazing. But you're seeing her crack under stress and pressure. And I don't know if we're going to get a huge turnaround here because I know someone from the interior is leaving. And I just don't think it's going to be Seline. I really don't.
I don't think Rainbow's going to, she did crack, but I don't think she's still such a strong, not only a strong player, but she is their strongest team member. And absolutely. I think right now she feels, I kind of felt for her because everything is on her and like her team, like Barbara kind of said, I'm out. Celine's hopeless and she's having to like argue and waste time over ironing sheets. And so it's just, I think she's overwhelmed because she feels like she's completely alone and has the whole entire workload on her shoulders, which honestly she does. Everyone had to go to bed and like the mess she has to clean up. And I understand that breaking point of like putting too much pressure on yourself. I will say, I don't know if you saw her Instagram today, but she commented on this and she did a post and wrote this whole long, it was really hard to show that part of me on live TV and but she's like, it was such a big learning point in my life and turning point and a good lesson that, you know, I've grown from that I now need to take breaks. I was underslept. I didn't drink enough water. Like she just didn't take care of herself. And you're going to crack under that much work and then not resting properly. And I would go read it. It was a really long post and it was really well said.
How did I miss that?
How did you miss that? Oh my gosh. Yeah. She made a whole thing about her breakdown and I loved it. And I was just like, and I said, thank you for being vulnerable. I could relate. I was someone that was really hard on myself in my career and my training. And I did not know when to stop. And I had a lot of meltdowns like that. I've had panic attacks before.
Well, I mean, she has this pressure too, right? Like Fraser has seen what she can do. You know, she stepped up to the plate and now she's this second stew with stripes and she wants to prove herself. And if that means kind of taking over from, you know, some of the weight that hasn't been really giving at all. I mean, like Celine's learning curve is like flat as fuck. It's just not happening.
It's so like everything is so argumented. Like it's fine if you're green and you've only done it for 20 days. But if someone was had the best work ethic and was eager to soak it all in, that would be an amazing, it's like fine that you don't know anything, like not to toot my own horn, but if I stepped on a yacht tomorrow, I know nothing about the yachting world. You know, technically I've never been a stew. I would be one of their best.
Apparently you don't have to have been in the yachting world if you're Seline.
Exactly. But I'm saying like, I know my work ethic is I will work hard and I will be like, please teach me. Like, I don't know how to do that. Okay. I wouldn't be like, say, thank you, say, please don't tell me. Did Fraser tell you to tell me that? Like, that's the problem. And it's
that's the thing. So, you know, like I was just reading this article about working at Apple, right? And one of these executives who left was like, you know, at Apple, it's really like everyone's there for the same cause and reason, but everyone is doing something and it's very direct. So like, and that's kind of how I think we're used to working too. It's very direct. Like, don't take it personally. And I think that
We
that's
had
what she's very emotional. She's
Yeah.
very
Well, I'm surprised. Well, I mean, I guess I haven't worked with a lot of French people that are like my coaches and bosses I've worked with, but I was gonna say our coaches were all like Eastern European. Like my coach at Cirque was Romanian, and I
yeah,
had Russian
yeah.
ballet teachers, and there's no fucking bullshit. Like, and trust me, I've went into my car and cried before, but it's like that's why I
Point
don't
your
mind.
toes or die. It's like, oh my God,
Literally,
pointing.
like,
I'm pointing.
what are you doing? Focus. And I'm like, it's I've been there and but that's why I don't mind Rainbow's breakdown as much because it's like I've had the like when it's time, she seems to take it and suck it up. And when the guests are there, it's like, but she finally has a moment 100% alone. And that's when she cracks. I have waited until I'm in my car. I've waited until I'm home and then like go in my closet when I was a little girl from LA.
Yeah, I
Then
mean,
I
she's
saw.
missing
Like,
that. It's
that's
I mean,
ridiculous.
I don't know whether to blame it on like, girl, you're just not there, or I don't want to blame it on the French bit because that's
I'm
not the
not,
problem.
no,
The problem is you're just so aloof to everything. But she did drop a bomb that off the White Lotus in the live chat just told us, I can't believe Seline dated Dylan.
I
What? My jaw
could.
dropped.
Me too. I like screamed. I was like, and it honestly, like, and then I laughed. I was like, this makes sense because he was such a fucking tool bag. Oh my God, that guy. I watched the last season with my dad, and even my dad was like, oh God, this guy's just like so full of himself. And I was like, I know. I was like, Dad, that's what the dating world's like out there sometimes. No, he's just so young, but she is too. They're both so idiotic, so aloof and self-centered and kind of just care about like what they look like and so in a weird way I was like this makes perfect sense, but oh God, to be a fly on the wall in that relationship, I'm like, what do you guys talk about? Like, what
Yeah,
do
what do you
you talk
do?
about?
Like
She's like taking selfies and he's like, gotta do my push-ups and get my pump. Like, what's going on
it's
there?
maybe that was the best relationship she's ever been in. I mean, she claims it
She did,
was.
she was
I
crying and
want to
stuff.
do I want to see because this interior is like everywhere right now, right?
Yeah,
And we're huge fans of Fraser on Anchorwatch. We really
I
are.
really
He's gotten a lot of criticism on Reddit threads and
mhm.
some of these other websites that I kind of just check in because I want to see what people are saying and how they're reacting to the show. And he's gotten a lot of criticism for things. I think he's really good TV. This is not his first, rodeo when it comes to reality TV. He's done it before Below Deck. And he is really good. He's very close to what I would imagine the next person to replace Kate Chastain would be. But he's not Kate Chastain, and that's okay. That's okay. But I was watching, how they rerun everything on Bravo, and
Yeah.
it's like old episodes of Below Deck, and it's like from season whatever 1. You know? By the way, guys, we've had like Adrian Gang and Toomey, everyone come on here and recap with us too. But Kate Chastain said something, and I was like, God, your one-liners were just like Captain Lee's because she had these weird guests from Jersey, and she said, quote, I got into yachting to serve Leonardo DiCaprio in St. Bart's, not Snooki and her escort friends. And I'm like, oh God, your confessionals were so good. Like they were on point, but I
They were
find
good teasers.
Fraser is great. But how do you think he's doing as a leader? Because I just wanted to check
Oh,
in a little bit because his
I'm
department right now is like falling apart.
well, we kind of haven't
Live
seen.
chat too, by the way.
Yeah,
Sorry. Sound
definitely.
off.
I will say I think his zingers and his interviews and floating head talks are good. I think obviously he can't play it the same of the cattiness like she has with like the quick wit, but he does well with the little like sexual side comments. I enjoy those, and I think it's a well played. Like he did it in last season, he's doing it again in this season, and I appreciate it. I think it's fun and funny. He knows not to do that in front of the guests, and this is the time to like say the thing he wants to say. But as a leader, I think he is falling short right now. I'm not going to lie. I do
Yeah.
think he's a good leader, but there's kind of been no like, okay, team, we need to have a meeting. Now, maybe he's not aware yet. Maybe the girls haven't broken fully with Seline and gone to him saying, not only are we taking up her workload still, but she's wasting our time by complaining about things that we say, Rainbow should be like, I'm above her. And she's arguing whether we should iron the bed or not, or stuff like that. But the big thing that happened this episode that really shocked me, and I know he's like, my team should have taken care of it, but it does fall on him, and he's obviously not managing well, is Captain's uniform was nowhere to be found 3 times. That's
I mean,
3 times.
when I saw this face And guys, sound off in the live chat. Who would you rather work for, Fraser or Kate? All right. And think about that very carefully. When I saw this face from Captain Kerry, I was like,
Kerry, I know. Captain,
holy shit.
yeah, he was pissed. I was like, he's like legitimately pissed, which I think he needs to really get a little more pissed. Like, I love Captain Kerry, and I've sung his praise so many times, and I think he's an amazing leader and has a good, relatable, you feel like you can go to him instead of that kind of like, oh my God, we're scared of him. But with this situation, like, I want him to come around and have a serious talk with them and be like, this is not okay. Like, he's expressed, I feel like they were just too busy, and so it wasn't the time and place maybe for him to really throw that fit and show that like this is unacceptable, because they were in the middle of a charter and it's like they have so much going on, so much lube, but
so much lube. Everything is slipping through the cracks with the lube.
Oh, I don't want to be part of that cleanup crew. No, but I do hope he comes back around to address this. Ugh, just.
And you know, I think he will. I think right. I think right now, like, he's trying to figure it out. He's holding the shit together with duct tape, right? He really is. He's like trying to run around, make sure everything is good. This is second charter, so he's trying to feel his team out. And I don't know. I like Fraser a lot. I want him to be like really hard on his team, because he does have this history of like trying to befriend people, being people's friends, and then it kind of like goes left, and you're like, no, dude, I need you to be the boss. Like, I need you to step up and be the boss. Now, there's someone else I want to talk about, but I'm going to wait because I want to go back a second to what you were saying at the beginning. When Captain Kerry brings this preference sheet to Fraser and says, this is a 5-day charter, which is a very long charter. I think we've only had one of these before on Below Deck, if I'm not mistaken. This is a very, very long charter with a whole bunch of wieners, lots of porn stars,
a lot of dick.
A lot of dick.
Wow.
What are we thinking right now? Like, what is going through Fraser's head?
Oh, he's like, how do I restrain myself? Not that I'm writing him off as like a dick crazed horny. Yeah, he is. He's a gay man. Not that your guys' testosterone and sexual drive is just insane. No, I mean, if I was on that boat, I'd be like, I need to restrain myself. It's a lot of wieners. No, but like I said, in his confessionals, Fraser already has that kind of like, he says a lot of sexual, like when there's a hot charter guest, he makes a comment like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to restrain myself. And obviously he's joking, but like, I think in this one, he's like, oh my God, I think he wants to join the party. I think he wants to take his clothes off and get in the hot tub.
I don't know. I think Fraser's like, okay, guys, okay, boys, like, this is a lot. This is a lot, because they are a lot. I do have to say, because one of the guests,
they're a lot.
I mean, first of all, they're fisting their own mouths. Like, I don't even know what they're trying. I can't do it either. I'm not even gonna try.
Really tried. I thought maybe there was like a producer for some movies on here that maybe my career was about to take a dramatic dark turn.
A very different kind of industry, Gelsey. A very different industry for you. But with all of this chaos, we'll come back to that. Barbara gets to share her coming out moment, which I really do want to nod production for this, because we've gotten Jess's coming out story and Barbara's, and they're very authentic. They're real. And, just as someone who's gay, Pride Month, like, this is great. Like, did you guys fucking plan this perfectly or what? It was great.
Pride forward. Maybe it's just coincidence with this group of charter guests. But I do love how they're doing kind of like everyone's coming out story, but it's not like, oh, we're going to touch all in it one episode. It's like they give enough space to give each story its respect it needs, which I love. And I think honestly, both the girls had really heartwarming stories.
Yeah. And that's what's so different too, because it was so cliche, right? We always had like one gay guy who was in the interior. We had like Kyle from Below Deck Med and, a couple of others before, but there's never been like, okay, hey, your head of department, Fraser, is gay. And who knows what the fuck Seline is? What did we label her last time? French? And
yeah, that's what you said.
and then you have Barbara, and they all have great stories. And I just feel like this is such a good crew. It's so opposite of what is being portrayed by like these porn stars who are on the boat. It's like that for me is not how I want to be portrayed as being gay. So when you have these stories of Jess and Barbara, you know, it's like, oh my God, there are normal people. This is great, you know?
Well, I think the thing, I mean, I don't want to get like politically in that realm, but I think it's unfortunate that like I was thinking, oh, I wouldn't want a bunch of like dumb blonde girls that are acting like sluts and feel like that represents me as a woman, like not to play this card, but normally it would
Well,
be like, oh,
yeah.
some girls and I'm not that. But unfortunately, I feel like in the culture and the wind and like in pride and whatever, it does kind of come across that if there is a group that decides to be a little more outlandishly sexual and like crude, then it's like, oh, well, they're gay. And then you're like, well, that's not what, you know, it's just, I think that's an unfortunate kind of like cluster together of that.
Yeah, but I love the contrast. I do
Oh,
have
I
to
do
say,
too.
because
No, I'm like
I love
living
the
for it.
contrast of like, oh my God, we have these like porn stars, and we got to get into a second, because I mean, just look at like, it's so funny just watching them read the preference sheet here and just like, wait, what?
I want to talk about real quick before they come on. I wrote it down. It was one of the first things that I love that Kyle and Barbara, after they do that, are sitting in the booth with the phone watching their pornos together. Like, who is about to be their charter guest? They're like, wait, they're porn stars. We have to watch this. I was laughing because I was like, I would have done the exact same thing. I'd been like, oh, I need to do this. I need
You got to
to
know
watch
what
this.
you got to know the talent that's coming on the boat, you know, like it's just research, it's R&D. You got to like research this shit because you're going to know how to serve them better.
Oh
Probably
yeah,
not the way they want to be served.
just kids. They just reminded me of being like, they were like giggling teenagers, and I love that. But
Yeah. Becklington says in the live chat, pride and porn are not equal. I totally agree. That's why I love the contrast of you have these, you know, crazy ass people come in the boat. Like, let's be honest. And then we have these like really authentic, heartwarming, genuine stories that are coming off of, you know, the boat with Jess, with Barbara this, you know, this week. And it was really good. I do love
that Barbara did say that when they were explaining all their relationships, and you know, they are coming out, and she goes, I don't have words. She's just like, I don't understand the relationship and the dynamic here, that you are married to a woman, but you're his on-screen boyfriend. She was like, I'm out. Like, I just love that she was so like genuine with them.
It is a new day and age.
I even was like, huh? And he said, he thinks it's a modern day marriage. I was like, what does that mean?
What is it though? Like, I don't know. I couldn't even fathom, but it was kind of like unbelievable. But that's the contrast I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, good. We still have these Jesses, these Barbaras, these Frasers. It's not like all like fucking chaotic like this. Holy shit. Well, and it's just starting. Like, it's just starting. Like,
it's gonna get way worse.
This is gonna be another whole episode with this charter plus a half an episode. Like, that's what's happening. It's
yeah.
Do you see like next week's episode? It looks like Fraser is stepping up as
I kind of can't wait. Cannot wait. I will say though, with these charter guests, like, as much as they were chosen for the charter for a reason, they make good TV. I think maybe the producers said, be outlandish, be crude, be crazy. But there is a bit of like a put on, and I've met people like this that kind of just say things to have shock value, and you're like, dude, you're trying too hard. Or woman, like I've had some girls that I've worked with that I'm like, I feel like you're just overly crude because you're trying to, like, they act like it's like, oh, that's what we talk about all the time, or this is, and I'm like, you're just trying to get attention. But they're on TV, so can you blame them? And we don't know what the edits are. They might just be editing only those conversations and words in, and there might be a lot of things that they're like, that's not all we talked about. But again, producers know what they're doing. Editors are they're in the chair for a reason.
No, 100%. And you know, this production team, by the way, 51 Minds, amazing. They do all of Below Deck. They're so fun. I want to jump in because this is the last thing I want to talk about tonight. Because again, we are in that like weird transition episode, but there's a lot of building going on. There's a lot of building to, like you said, the big blow up of things that are going to happen. Because I said, I think like the first or maybe it was last week, the relationship between Jess and Captain Kerry is very strong in building, right? And KO, who we thought was coming on as this like awesome energy, like, dude, he has his shit together. He's worked on yachts before, is just like bombing, like right and left. This guy is like fail, like cannot do anything. Leaves guests unattended,
Oh
while
God.
there's a storm.
The
I
banana
mean,
boat
this episode, what the banana boat was
just
fucking
out to
missing,
sea.
like just out at sea, this big, giant looking banana boat, which coincidentally happens to be on the same episode the porn stars are on. But like, where is this guy? Where is his head? But I really feel there's no way. And then plus, dude, when you're a leader and you have a team underneath of you, and your team is already like, hey, we haven't had breaks. We're fucking starving. We
Shocking.
do the brunt work. We are the physical part of this yacht. It's interesting to watch Jess and Damo kind of like come into the same zone and be like,
This is bad.
KO's fucking up.
Yeah.
He's not really being a leader. Like, what did he do? Lie on his resume or some shit? What do you think is happening?
That's what I don't understand. To me, he has this real cocky energy of like, oh yeah, this, that. And even when he was like, I don't have much experience, or he's like, I've never managed a team this big, but it was as if like, it was kind of like an excuse vibe to me. Like, he's like, well, this is my first time. And I was like, well, then you need to work a lot harder and step it up. Like, even if you had one less teammate, the shit you're doing is horrible. Like, it's not about you have too big of a team. It's about you're just not even doing the bare minimum of your job. And that's properly scheduling. I mean, every season, the Bosun always has like a whiteboard or whatever system they want to use of like, okay, tomorrow you're going to be early. You're going to take your break here because we're going on an island and you'll do that. Like whatever it is. It's just absolutely, I mean, in my notes, I literally wrote his name and just wrote oi.
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 I mean, oi. It's so funny.
Babe.
The live chat is sounding off right now. Okay, so Summer, I think the same thing. I don't know if Rainbow's going to last.
Well,
but here we go. Cindy says, Bosun is going to be gone. Yeah, he's a mess. KO's not doing well. He's the next to go. I mean, it's being planted right now.
Yeah,
I want KO gone. KO's a nightmare to work for. Now, Judy says, with KO gone, I wonder who will replace him. I'm calling this right now. It's going to be Jess. 1,000%. This girl knows what she's doing. She is a leader. She is someone who looks like she's going to step up, and like when you're going through this fucking bridge thing that gives me anxiety every time you're picking up guests, you really do need someone. The captain needs someone on the side. You know what I mean?
It's safety. It's not even like, oh, you're going to make the charter guests unhappy or like you're going to have to get the food sent back. It like comes down to a matter of like actual safety and not fucking up a multi-million-dollar yacht. Like this is serious. And
it's serious. I mean, does this not give you anxiety?
I trust
every time he has to go through.
It does, but I'm like,
trust Captain Kerry too.
I'm like, this is TV. He's got it. I do think that is a crazy bridge. I just cannot believe no one's rebuilt it.
Well, there's been so many accidents.
It's insane. Yeah, I've been to
when you watch like, yeah, we were there together.
We were, yeah. If you didn't know, I used to work on cruise ships for about 2 years. I did the Mediterranean, but then during the winter time, we would do a cross transatlantic and come over to the Caribbean. Jason came on for a week and sailed with me.
It's so fun, beautiful.
So many years ago.
Let's not talk about that.
Little baby, but
no, it is interesting. I love watching. I love that I love that production is showcasing the captain's talents, right? Because with Below Deck Med, you saw Captain Sandy can park a boat in like a tiny ass spot, like a big ass boat. She can pull it, and you have all of those people that watch you when you come and you dock the yacht, right? It's like entertainment. So people like line up and like, oh, I hope she doesn't hit the side. That's what we're watching with Captain Kerry. But listen, if you can't trust the guy under you to call distances, you can't trust the guy under you to make a schedule. You can't trust this guy to do anything at this point. He forgot the luggage in the very first charter. What in the hell is going on? Like he's just like, I think he's gone, guys. I think this is going to be like maybe another episode.
One more mess
KO. Maybe one more mess up.
One more, because if he's not gone yet, Captain Kerry's talked to him now twice privately. I think 3 strikes you're out. So I think there's going to be one more. They're building this too much of a fail to be like a turnaround redemption story. It's a
no, we don't need it. We don't need it.
We want to see people get fired.
This is Game of Thrones. This is why we watch the show. This isn't Housewives. We're like, will they come back next season? No, here it doesn't matter. It can be in one season we have 15 people get fired.
And I want someone new. I like when they bring fresh meat on and then it's like,
well, look what happened with the last season of Below Deck Down Under. We got Nick. you
Yeah.
know, and then he was on the show last week. If you guys didn't catch that, go listen to Nicholas Catalan on our podcast or catch last week's Anchor Watch, because it was a lot of fun having him. Guys, there's 156 in the room. Hit the like button, please, for us. That is the biggest tip we can hope for. And we love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Gelsey, what do you think is coming up in this next episode, and how do you think things are going to go?
Well, I'm just so anxious. I'm jumping way ahead to a preview promo, little teaser that they've been showing since the season aired, even before it, of Captain Kerry like yelling at charter guests and threatening and possibly calling the cops or Coast Guard and being like, "This is serious, this, that." And I'm like so curious if that's going to be this charter group, or if they kind of want us to think that because of the motley crew we have, or if it's going to be a future charter. And that one, obviously some big shoes are going to drop, or the other shoe, should I say, is going to drop at some point. And I'm really excited for that to go down because it's drama and it's fun. But I definitely think you called it. KO's gone. Jess is going to step up. Someone new will come on. I'm going to put money. I really want to see Seline gone. At first I was like, oh, she'll make it till the end because she's good TV. Third episode, I'm sick of her shit. Like, it's the good TV element.
It's dying out, right? Like it's drying up for sure. Like you can't every episode have these like, oh, I don't know. Is it vinegar? Is it alcohol? Can I wipe it with Febreze? No, it's not like that all the time. So yeah, I agree with you there. I think maybe there will be some kind of change, but at the same time, like, they trick us. So I don't know what to think right now. Is it Seline who's like on the chopping block, but Rainbeau is having anxiety attacks and like, having a hard time
pulling it together. I just think she's mature enough. And even the way she was explaining her childhood, how I loved that. She's like, my dad would drop us off on an island if my sister and I were fighting and be like, figure it out. Like, I was like, I'm going to keep that for when I have kids. Remember that.
FIO girl, FIO. I love it.
I love it. Like, figure it out. And so
I hope we keep her around, but like,
she's strong. She just look, you know me very well. I am a strong bitch as well. And I have done a lot by myself. Don't think that there has not been, like I said, big mental breakdowns. It's at the end of the day, she's still a human. And it's not like she had a blow up in front of the crew or charter guests. She did it alone. And I think that's when she saw the opportunity to, well, not to have a mental breakdown, or panic attack. She didn't have a mental breakdown, but to have the panic attack. But she was still able to manage to hold out until she was alone. And I think that is a really big, that shows someone that's very strong. Not that they're hiding it from people, but you know what I mean? It is a professional setting that would not be appropriate to do in front of charter guests, no matter how depressed or overwhelmed, or like, at the end of the day, they're paying a lot of money. You hold your shit together. Mental health is not first on yachts.
No, the show must go on. I do have to say, I'm kind of glad that we're paying attention to the guests a lot, because on Below Deck Down Under this past season and some previous seasons of Below Deck, we've been paying attention a lot to a lot of the crew drama, a lot of the crew mess, which is great. We want that too. But I love when we have these guests who are too demanding or very overwhelming, and it's really hard for them to deal with. Because I was watching the old episodes of Below Deck, and I'm like, this is all about the crazy ass guests. But then somewhere in time, we shifted into the crew. So I like that we're getting a little bit of both,
Yeah. I obviously focusing on the crew is a very real part of it. And the crew drama is so fun. We're like, he slept with who? Like, I'm here for it. It could be popcorn all day. But the reality of a 5-star service is that you are going to get difficult guests, and you have to make them happy within. I mean, look, I used to work for one whole season, AKA like 4 months. I worked at a 5-star Forbes 5-star standard resort in Newport Beach called the Pelican Hill. If you don't know what it is, look it up. The pool is called the Coliseum Pool.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Insane. But it's like $1,000 a night minimum to stay there, let alone like the villas were like 10 grand a night to stay. Like, that's the caliber of people we had at our pool that we were serving. And we had very strict rules and like scripts to follow, which I totally went off of them. And I was like, hi guys, I'm Gelsey. People fucking love me though. But
Gelsey, I want to see you. You need to go replace Seline. Like, you would kill it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
I wouldn't die. I could survive. Like I said, this bitch knows how to work hard. Like, I didn't get into Cirque du Soleil from nothing, but the work it takes. But
it's true.
I have dealt, like when I was working that summer at the pool, sometimes we would get rotated. You'd either be down on the floor or you'd get cabanas for the day. And when you got cabanas, you'd get like a couple cabanas, and that was your only job. Was like if I had 2 cabanas, they were my priority. I just dealt with them.
Yeah.
And sometimes those days were so much harder than if I had a whole row down by the pool, because I had this
because they
one.
probably just run you, right? Like,
Oh my God. Some were so sweet and so nice, but like some, the younger, newer money, like there were people that like my manager was threatening to kick out because they were breaking rules of the resort. They had very strict photography rules, and like it was a bougie ass place. And I was having to bring like just bottles and bottles of tequila. I can't remember which one. It was the Bell one. I never remember the name. And pour shots.
Class Azul. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm not a big tequila girl. I'm more of a bourbon drinker, but not that bringing them shots was crazy, but I can't even remember. I remember like wishing they would just get kicked out because I was so overwhelmed. Like I could not deal with, there had to be at least 30 of them in that cabana. And it ended up being one of my highest tip days, but I almost was like, fuck the tip. This is miserable.
You just want them to fucking leave.
I wanted them to go away.
I'm curious though, because we started off really high with a tip. So I'm curious to see what the porn stars, they make a lot of money, right? They have OnlyFans and like, XXX dot whatever netcom dot org. I don't even know. They have a lot of websites. Cindy Jackson in the live chat says, everyone who is happy Anchor Watch is back this season, raise your hand, guys. We appreciate you so much. I'm actually I was telling Adam, I'm so happy to be back on YouTube and Hot Messy and everything, because that's what we started together, was Hot Messy Topics and Anchor Watch, because I was like, we are missing a big piece of Bravo here. This is the highest rated show on Bravo. Week after week, you go look at the ratings. It's insane. So I'm just glad that we can like talk about the show. And yes, as much fun as I had doing it on the podcast by myself for a whole season, Gelsey, I'm so happy you're here.
Thanks.
Because it's so much fun to talk about.
I do want to say real quick, someone did, I lost that comment. You had posted it for a second to highlight, but the fact that I totally forgot that Kyle is going to sleep with a guest.
Oh, see, that's the thing. That's the thing, is we haven't seen Captain Kerry, who I think is going to go off. I think when he does go off, it's not this charter, because I think there were some ladies there, and we have different kind of ladies in this charter.
Yeah.
It's not, but we have that. We have Kyle, and that's been made to be a big thing. This is a big deal. And even Fraser, I think he said told Us Weekly. I wrote an article about it on upandadamlive.com. If you guys go check it out, we have all of these great curated fun reads. Everything's opinion. We're not breaking news there, but everything's opinion. They're great reads. And he was saying,
no, my reviews of Lisa Vanderpump's restaurants are breaking news.
They're breaking.
I'm doing reviews of celebrity endorsed restaurants and or products. And I've started in the restaurant realm, and I've just touched on, I kind of rip Hell's Kitchen apart. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is kind of disappointing, but yeah, guys, if you haven't checked it out, before I get into that really quick, because this is a good plug, Bougie or Bust with Gelsey on upandadamlive.com is coming to Up and Adam Channel 2, where Gelsey is actually going to be reviewing on camera. In fact, you and I are going to review some things together on camera, which I'm really excited about. Today, you know what just arrived today? And it came to us because I don't think you like it, but we have caviar from Meredith Marks. So we're going to review that one here, or I'll wait for you to get here and we can review it together. And
I'll try it and I'll make faces if y'all want to watch me. I don't know. I just don't understand caviar. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'll do that little roux on sushi and stuff. And it's not like I'm like,
yeah, the little potato chip.
Why? I don't know. It's like an oyster. Well, oysters are worst. I don't know.
Oh, I love oysters. Like, oh my God. But you like escargot.
I do like escargot. I like charbroiled oysters in New Orleans. I'm a big New Orleans fan. It's my favorite city in the US. And charbroiled oysters, where they just like smother it in butter and cheese on an open flame. It's so good. But then maybe it's not even like, you're not even eating oysters. You're just literally eating fried butter and cheese because it's New Orleans. That's my favorite oyster. I don't know. Oysters are just like, I'm like, when's the part I get to chug it champagne after? Like, I'll do it for that. But I love seafood, but I'm not an oyster girl. Yeah.
I can eat anything like that. Xanazi thinks to think or seems to think. God, it's a little late here, guys. I bet the porn stars tip big. They should, because I bet they all have some big tips to use.
I was just gonna say, I was like,
Guys, 140, hit the like button. 140 in the room. This has been a really great live, but I want to go back to the Fraser thing, because Fraser said in an interview with Us Weekly that Kyle sleeping with a guest, it wasn't just sleeping with a guest. Apparently, what was described was that he slept with a guest who was married while the husband was in the other room. That is different kind of TV here, you know, because we've seen other people kind of have a thing with a guest before. We saw Kyle on Below Deck Med, who like found somebody he thought he was going to be with, and you know, it's
Fraser
so fucking
had
TV.
that one guy that they met up with at the club after.
Right. So okay. So, but it's after, right? We're not bringing it into the charter. But if this is true, this is a whole different level of like
sleeping with a charter guest is already like horrible, just in the sense of like no fraternizing with the guests. Like, guys, come on. It's like, but to then be doing it when their husband is on the charter and in the next room, like that's just, it's not even like, ooh, bad form or you'll get fired. It's just absolutely trashy and low class, in my opinion.
Well, like it's like when we talk to Captain Sean, like each yacht has its own kind of charter experience. They're known for something. Like, you know, I did a walkthrough of the motor yacht Sienna, which was one of the original yachts on Below Deck with Captain Sean, which is now called Starship, and they're known for like a very active kind of charter and stuff. And everyone needs to do their part. There can be no fraternizing at all. That is just something that like kind of took me by surprise. I'm like, so I want to see how bad it is though. Cause you know, like I said, we're tricked. We get tricked.
It might not actually even happen, or
is it that bad or?
Yeah. I mean, if Fraser said that in an article though, and it's kind of like already being dropped, then it's obviously, it is what it is. Now I'm just curious how it's going to be played out. But I was going to say, even when I worked on cruise ships, that was a huge rule. Like, do not fraternize with the guests. And everyone always asked like, oh, did you guys like sleep with that? I was like, and I would have been fired so fast, so much so that like when my parents came on, I started that ship job at 19 was my first contract. I literally was a baby. And my parents came to visit me. I had to write like a letter asking for permission that had to be sent into security, like head chief of security of the crew. Like there's so many people on boats that work, like cruise ships are a whole nother beast, to be approved, because they are watching, security is like watching us on every camera if we're in the guest areas. And so even if I became friends with a guest that night, if it seems like we're going out for martinis too many nights or joining them for dinner, then all of a sudden you realize security's around you, swarming you like a lot more. Like we were being watched. So it's like, even to be able to like go into my parents' room, it was a big deal. And
and you know, this is on a different level, but the thing is like, you know, on a cruise ship, it's expensive, but this is also very fucking expensive. And these charter, these whole like charter programs that they put together, they have to follow it. Like it showcases the yacht, it showcases the captain. So if you fuck up like that, Julia John says, I thought he had sex on the bench or the beach. Maybe you meant the beach.
I think it's
or
supposed to be the beach. I think it's the beach.
The beach. I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, we're gonna find out, and I'm really ready to find out. I want to know what the fuck's gonna happen.
It's not on the yacht. It's still during the charter, and they're still a guest, and you're still crew. It doesn't matter. You cannot. That's the thing. Like that's a hard no.
Not so much, Kyle. But you know, thanks for the entertainment, I guess. Can't wait to get to those episodes. I do feel though, like I said, Kaio is about to get the axe. He's about to walk the plank. And then I do think also, we're building here, and the way they're choosing to build this is really good. It's smart, because I'm keyed in here. I'm very like ready for this season.
I am too.
Very ready.
It's going to be good. It's just, like I said, the fact that there's still kind of a buildup and not things already happening. I'm like, oh, that means it's like, we're going to get a good, like, oh, it's going to feel so good when all this shit hits the fan.
Yeah. Well, Becklington even says, he said accused of, not did it. Tease. I mean, let's see. Because this is funny, because, you know, this is also part of their job, right? As cast members, you're going to, you know, Fraser will go talk to Us Weekly and like drop this tea and whatever. But it's just, it's funny to me, because this is so much more interesting to me than Housewives.
So much more. Again, I don't
like,
watch Housewives.
So much more.
I just don't like need to see women who are 50 getting drunk and being catty to each other. I'm like,
it's what? Redundant.
It's so stupid. I'm like, oh, they're fighting again at a really expensive dinner. Wow. Like, it's just not entertaining to me.
Well, now to be like a successful housewife, you have to be a criminal. Like that's just like the new thing. But listen, Gelsey, I'm so glad that you are doing Anchorage Watch with me every week and joining us here with the Naughty Yachties and everyone in the live chat. Guys, thank you for being here tonight. If you want to check out Gelsey, she is linked below in the description. Check her YouTube channel out. It's amazing. So she talks about your journey through Cirque du Soleil, your performances. You have some vlogs up. You have some performance videos. You've got to go check out how amazing Gelsey is, and go look up Josh too. He's fucking talented. We were all like doing things together. It was amazing. And it's fun, but love Below Deck. I love that Anchor Watch is back. We will be here next week, 10:30, same time, same place. Gelsey, any final words this evening?
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, my
season's about to get whack.
I know. I'm like prepping for it. I just know I feel like next episode is like we're just clicking up that roller coaster, and I feel like it's not going to be the fall yet, but I feel like we're going over the hump next episode, and I can't wait. And yeah, I can't wait to see more of. I'm still putting Jess as my number one favorite cast member. I've got my girl crush on her. So
you know what I do?
I'm my number one spot. I love her.
I'm gonna double down on that really quick. I just want to bring her up. She is so cool.
She's just so cool. That's it. She's so cool.
She's so cool. Like people just who have like an X factor of like, you don't know what's really cool about them. They're just cool. Like they were born that way.
Yeah, I just want to hang out with her. I'm like, she's so dope. She's like genuine, but good at her job, but not too stick up her ass serious. Like she's great. I love her.
I love it. Good TV too. Yes. And that's the thing. If you can be authentic and like genuine and driven, it just makes for better TV, because some people who have been on, let's say, Below Deck too long, they start playing caricatures of themselves and it becomes weird. But yes, everyone loves Jess here. Love Jess. Jess is a badass, 100%. Guys, thank you for joining us tonight. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button. It helps us out so much. If you're listening on the podcast, giving us a 5-star review, a thumbs up, and giving us your thoughts, it really, really helps us out too. We'd really appreciate that. I would really appreciate that, actually. We're getting a lot of trolls. And then if you guys have a question for Chef Serena, we are interviewing her, and the interview will be up on Thursday. Please leave your questions in the comments below. Ask anything you want to ask. We are going to steer clear of a few things because I really want to dive into like Serena and like who she is and how all of her food was so overlooked this season.
I want to highlight her talents and the things that the seasons didn't highlight as much.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And like next season of Below Deck Down Under, we have like an all-star cast because I think there's going to be some movement between Below Deck casts where like we have Captain Jason, of course, back at the helm because the captains are so important to the franchise. Who doesn't?
So beautiful.
Who doesn't? Even the housewives love him. Whew, oh my God.
I would love to see though other crew members who have worked under, say, Captain Lee or then Captain Kerry to then like put them under Captain Jason. Like I think it's fun to see someone who and their work ethic, their personality, but like working under different bosses. I think it's a different experience. And I think that would be it's good TV to start.
Yeah, it's great TV.
We be producers. Let's just produce.
I know. I feel like we, but you should meet the producer. So one of the producers who started Below Deck Med and Down Under is Nadine Rajabi. She's freaking amazing. She's amazing. I think these were her last seasons doing the show. I'm not sure. I met her at BravoCon like a year and a half ago. She's incredible. Anyway, but we are starting to get some like crossovers. And I think with the next season of Below Deck Down Under, there was a photo released because the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City are going to be on that charter. And it was Daisy from Below Deck Sailing, who is amazing, incredible human, but an incredible chief stew as well from Below Deck Sailing. So she's now joining Below Deck Down Under. And then we have Chef Ben, who was one of our originals, coming back to the show. So it's just, I think it's going to be great. So I'm really curious. I don't think we've seen the last of Serena, just because she is not pictured on next season. You never know if Chef Ben is just filling in. You never know if he's coming back. We don't know. So we'll see. But it's getting better and better. And I love the crossovers. I'm here for it. It. Gelsey, thank you for being here. Love you so much.
Love you too.
And we'll see you guys all next week.
Yes.
Hit the like button. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.